Hello everyone and welcome back to Adventures with Clive. We are here in the camp still. We did do a long rest. That's where we left off at. And during that long rest we did speak with Vlaakith and saw into her mind, and then we saw that she does not want to help Lae'zel at all. And so because of that, Lae'zel kind of turned her back on her. And now we have to talk to Lae'zel again, and we also have to talk with Jaheira as well. Jaheira does have a quest, and she wants to know what happened to the High Harpers here in the city. We also need to talk with her about this Rasharam they were talking about while we were talking with Galgus. So let's go do that. Let's go talk with Lae'zel first. Let's see what she has to say about the previous events.
The tadpole reveals your mind to Lae'zel. She knows you refused to bargain with Raphael.
The means to loosing the Prince of the Comet was within our grasp, and you refused it. Why?
I mean, to be fair, she was not really interested in removing the bonds at that point, but that's fine. Because we don't need the deal, we can take the hammer from the House of Hope.
I wanted to follow the open valley, the easy way out. You chose the brambled path. I'm annoyed by it, and I admire you for it. We'll find a way into Raphael's lair, and we'll take the Orphic hammer and smash Orpheus's bonds. Yisk Githkar Tafki Crashet. The Githyanki will be free.
Another thing that you probably should do is level up the characters that you haven't played yet. Because there are some events that you're going to need them to be leveled up for. Especially Gale, but yeah, Lae'zel as well. So let's go talk with Jaheira now.
We just played host to an undying queen. Oh, and that's without our fine silverware. Lae'zel has courage turning her back on a lifetime's belief. As for us, best we stay out of interplanar politics, I think. Orpheus is on his own. But should great Vlaakith come to settle a score with Lae'zel, well, I might be convinced to kill her. Undying or not, she was very loud.
Okay, so let's tell her what happened at the Harper safe house.
I have not been overly generous with the truth. I came here to learn of the Chosen, true enough. But I set my Harper searching for someone else too. Tell me, what do you know of a man named Minsk of Rashiman?
The name is as familiar as Jaheira's own. A hero of the time of troubles, who saved the city more than once.
There isn't a Baldurian alive who doesn't know that name.
But few know of his fate, I think. I had hoped to keep it that way. Minsk is an old friend. Perhaps my oldest. We fought at one another's backs, times beyond counting. And the last time I saw him, I left him to die.
What happened?
Before we ever heard of this Absolute, we received word of a gathering in the Undercity. What we found was the first dark seed of this plot. A circle of cultists with mind flayers in their midst. We might have ended it there. Cut off at the root, but before I could send for help, Minsk charged in alone. It was chaos. He was overrun, dragged down beneath a mass of tentacles. I had a choice. Stay and let word of this cult die with us, or leave him and live to fight another day.
And here you are, you made the right choice. Don't second guess yourself.
The world takes much from those who presume to defend it. But sometimes, you get to take it back. So don't be sorry, because I mean to use you, if you're willing. Infection, indoctrination, eradication. That has been the fate of everyone the cult has captured so far. But it has not been yours. With your help, perhaps it need not be Minsk's either.
Then let's find him.
As simply as that? For no other reason than that I asked? Perhaps you two will get along. Oh, the point is moot without the means to find him. Without the Harpers, we shall have to find another path. I'll have a better idea of what that is once we're through the gates. Seems I need to reacquaint myself with this damned city.
Alright, so we need to find Minska now, which is pretty much her main quest. She wants us to help her find her friend, and that's going to also lead to another ally, which will be interesting. And so with Lae'zel, everybody's going to comment on Lae'zel's decision, and everybody's pretty happy about it. So that's going to be it for the camp. Let's head out to the city now. Alright, here we are in the city. So we left off just completing everything in this area. And yeah, we did take care of this place here, the Danthalian's Dancing Axe. There's not really much else that we can do. I think this is just a shop. Yeah, just a little shop area. Harm's Garm. Let's see. I think this is actually a suit shop.
Ahoy, stranger. Thanks for stopping by Calm's Garms. I'm Calm. Well, Carmen. What can I do you for?
Let's take a look at your wares.
Sounds good. Get you something a bit fresher than your current outfit.
And this is where you go if you want to have a lot of interesting, nice looking stuff that you want to wear around instead of your armor. So totally up to you. And of course there's a bunch of different types of dyes and stuff that you can get from her.
Remember, Calm's Garms, here for all your fashion needs.
Yeah, alright. And that's pretty much it for this area. So let's go up to the town. We need to talk to one of these people here.
Seems like a good moment.
Elfin.
Sorry, chum, can't let you through. Wyrms Rock's closed for the day.
Not closed to Duke Older Ravengard's own son, surely.
You having a laugh, devil boy? I know Ravengard, and last I knew, his spawn wasn't sporting those horns. The joke's on you. No entry. That's the end of it.
Yeah, everybody doesn't really recognize him if he has the horns. But we did get the pass from the investigator, so we could just say, Investigator Valeria needs me in the lower city. A serial killer's on the loose.
Valeria? Well, I'm not messing about with a murder inquiry for damn sure. Straight ahead across the bridge. A blind ogre couldn't miss it.
Alright, there's the bridge going down and we can walk into the city. Well, actually not in the city yet, but we're in the Wyrms Rock Fortress. Yeah, fortress. We did get some XP.
Halt! We do not know how you gained entry, but your trespass shall not be punished. Lord Gortash has been expecting you.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
My most esteemed guest, we meet at last. I am Lord Enver Gortash. You are the prison bearer, slayer of the dread General Ketheric Thorm. I welcome you to Baldur's Gate, my city.
This city will never be yours.
It already is. Granted, there are a few formalities to complete, but, well, why don't you come and see? Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall.
There's actually a decent amount you can actually do in this small little area, the fortress. There is a waypoint as well. So let's get the waypoint. I think it's in here. Oh no, this is the barracks. Let's go to the next one. This room, I believe, is where the waypoint is. The other side is the way to the prison. Yeah, there we go. Actually, the prison's down here. So we can go down to the prison and take care of this part first. So yeah, Lord Gortash is wanting us to go up there and talk with him. So we'll have to do that before we progress on. But first we'll just go down here. If you came in from the prison, from the back entrance, like if you didn't have the pass, there's another way in, and it comes in through the prison area. And as you can see, these people are sleeping, they're drunk from the coronation. So let's just pick this. There we go. And we need to go to the left here. Like you come in from this way somewhere. Nobody's really going to mess with you. But we need to come right here. And what we see is that there are these special dragon head torches. There's 2 of them. And there's nothing that indicates there's something here, which is kind of interesting. There's no, like, you know, perception check or any of that stuff. So in order to get to this area, which is very well hidden, we need to use some kind of an electric spell. So if you have like a witch bolt, which I don't think we have witch bolts. We should, there we go, we have witch bolt here. We need to use it on these dragon head statues. As we can see, they turn blue. We also have grasp, shocking grasp, so let's do that. Alright, so when both of those turn blue, we get this nice door that opens up. And we can walk back here. And there's another way into, there's a mouse hole. And you can, this connects to the mouse hole outside of this area. So we can get through this area if we were small enough, or we have some kind of a spell that will get us back here. Like I think gaseous form will. Before we go in, let's actually get some buffs. Let's see. I'm gonna buff up real quick. There we go. That's better. So let's head deeper in. There's some small things in the ground. There's not really much back here to loot. What we want to do is we want to go down into this area. And then we're gonna have this door.
Simple enough.
Alright, so there's a statue of Baldurian. So let's approach it.
The statue before you bears a familiar likeness. It is Baldur, the celebrated adventurer who founded the city of Baldur's Gate.
Peril floods my province. The palisades fall, the earth does tremble. The servants of shadow and blood assemble. Beyond lies the grand worm, deep in slumber, awaiting a true hero's advent, should my domain drown in torment. Be you the deluge, turn away. Be you the hero, answer true. Are you worthy?
Poetic nonsense. There is no worm and no savior.
So that's from Emperor. And the Emperor is actually tied to this place, which is kind of interesting. So we can just say, I am worthy, open the way.
Ancient Ansor, hear me. A champion is proclaimed. The test begins. Let your judgment follow.
Alright, you get saves throughout this area. So let's head in here. There's just a few toadstools and like just different things in here you can loot, so keep that in mind. What we're going to see is we're going to see several different challenges. So there's these statues of Baldur kind of indicate there's challenges here. There's also different doors, and then these doors open up this door once you complete the challenges. So we can just start with this one. This door. And I think this is the only one we have to fight in. But there may be other ones. So we come up to this point, and we see there's this statue of Baldur, and we have to actually interact with it. And he'll tell us what the challenge is, essentially. This is the Chamber of Courage. So let's get our group. And this one in particular is a little tricky because you need to pick up this torch. You need to hold the torch. So you don't want someone that has like a really good weapon, or that's reliant on a weapon, to actually hold the torch. So maybe like Will or somebody with a shield, I guess. Like Will and I guess Shadowheart. Those two would be good candidates to start this. But you're going to have to fight several different mobs. And I would recommend splitting up as well. Let's try to get our group a little split up here. And we're going to have Shadowheart start this off. She's not going to be able to do much damage in the way of melee with this torch. So let's talk with him.
A champion burns bright, even when rushing waters and moaning winds threaten to extinguish the flames. Take the torch, withstand the elements, prove your courage.
Alright, let's take the torch. Okay, so we can see that we have these elementals, and there's some water elementals, and there's air elementals, and they're all level 9. And the air elementals are lower HP, and they are faster as well. The combination of these is pretty rough because the water elementals can get us wet, and then the air damage is quite a bit. It's electric damage, so it is amplified. So you want to avoid standing in this water, and you also want to avoid being hit by both of these at the same time. So I'd recommend just focusing down one of these first. Like the air elementals would be good to focus down since they are weaker. And then you can focus down the water elementals. You fight another set of elementals. Technically the only thing you have to do is actually last 4 turns. So there's not really anything else you have to worry about other than just surviving 4 turns. Alright, so that's the fight, and we did make it through this challenge. I probably shouldn't have spent as many of these sorcery points as I did during this fight, but that's okay. And we know we completed this by seeing the glowing aura that's around the statue here. But that's it, so let's head back out.
Time to press ahead.
Yeah, I don't think these guys drop anything. Nah, it doesn't look like it. You don't really get anything else other than just the challenge. So what we do see is that one of these is glowing. And there's 4 of them in total. So we have to go through all 4 of these. So let's head down to this one. You also want to be sure that you save in between your battles. And probably heal up. Do a quick heal. Alright, so let's go in here. And this is the Chamber of Strategy, I believe. Let's head down here. Yeah, Chamber of Strategy. Now you can tell by the chessboard that we're going to be playing some chess. So let's get everybody down here. So let's talk with this guy.
Prove your strategic wits. There is but one rule. The Dark King must fall in 2 moves. Are you a commander of armies? Or a shivering pawn? Fodder for cleverer minds?
I'm afraid I have little experience with lance sport, let alone the command of soldiers.
Okay, let's move in here. So we can see that there is this, I guess, scenario within chess we have to complete. And I believe we go first. So we have to take the Black King in 2 turns. So we have to put the king in check. If you're not familiar with chess, you have to put someone in check by moving a piece that would directly threaten the king. They need to move, or they can declare that they are no longer able to move. So we want to put this guy in check, and we can do that by moving the white rook into this slot. And we now see that, well, the right rook was putting him in directly into check. So if you make a mistake, then this guy will tell you made a mistake and reset the board. If you don't do it within 2 turns, he will declare this failed, and you have to like either reset the game and go back to a previous save, or you have to complete fighting a bunch of mobs. So your choice on that. We can also move this queen to right here, and this queen's protected by this knight piece, so the knight piece will protect the queen, and nothing else can hit the queen, so this will put them in checkmate. That's pretty much it. That's how you beat that. But yeah, there's not really anything else you have to do. We did complete it. We just show that he's glowing now. He has an aura around him, showing that we have completed this. So let's head back out. Get everybody to follow me, hopefully. This is why I like everybody having fly. Just makes moving around so much easier. So we now have 2 of these done. The next one, we can do this one. And I'm going to save real quick. Alright, let's head into this one. And in here, we're going to find the Chamber of Insight. And we're going to see some enemies below us. But you don't want to attack them just yet. So let's talk to the guy first and see what he has to say.
Here goes nothing.
A good leader has the insight to find good counsel. As a war reaches its end, there is one who doesn't advise for the city's prosperity. Find him and strike him down.
Alright, so the purpose of this place is to find the counselor that does not fit. So we have Stead, A-Maps, and Suelto. And if we walk up here, we can find these books that are flying around. And if we look at these, it says it's Stead's Virtues of Unions. And then we have Suelto's book here that's flying around, which means that A-maps would be down here. So in order to get these books, we have to pass a check of some sort, and it's incredibly hard to click on them at this point. But if we go to turn-based mode, it makes it easier to get them. So in order to get them, we have to pass a sleight of hand check to catch them. And if we do pass that check, we can read them from our backpacks. And as we read through these, we kind of get an insight into the counselors and how they think. That's how we make our decision, is based off of what they have to say in their books. And then we have to eliminate the one that has the worst counsel out of all of them. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab all the books and then we'll just look at them. And also, if you do not get the initial success on the sleight of hand pass, then you're going to have to try to do an athletics check by throwing the book on the ground. So like we failed this one right here. So we have to then go ahead and try to right click and then throw the book. And if you don't pass the athletics check, it's not a big deal because you can always go ahead and try to throw it again. And it could take you a couple tries. You just have to go through everybody's turns, and then once you're done, just end turn-based mode again. So let's look at this book really quick while we're here. Alright, and so we just go through each one of these. And down here is the last one. And if you're needing the achievement to like read, I think it's 100 books, this is a great place to do that. There's a lot of different books you can read in here, and some of these are like the foundation of a city and all that stuff. So a lot of interesting things in here. Let's go to turn-based mode again and see if we can grab this book. No. So now we can just throw it. Yeah, we failed. So you can try it again. There's not really any limitation to throwing it. The pickpocketing, though, does not work past the first time. Alright, so this is that book. And based on the 3 of the books, the one that you have to take out is going to be Suelto. And he goes into like a lot of things that start off good, but if we read through his book, he becomes increasingly more cruel towards people. He goes into like, once enemy kingdom is conquered, it must be razed to the ground. So which is not the best outcome you want to have. And if you read through those 3 of those books, you can determine that Suelto is probably the worst counselor to have in the group. So if we take out Suelto, it will complete the quests. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I think you have to read them, but maybe not. You can actually just go out there and just shoot Suelto from the top there, and that might take care of it too. So yeah, that's going to be it for that particular one. So let's go to the final challenge. Everybody's going to walk around the long way. And the final challenge is going to be this one. Let me just do a quick save here. Alright, and this one's not terribly difficult. So let's talk with the statue, and then I'll go over what it takes to complete this one.
A true champion knows justice and eliminates those who stand in its way. Restore the balance of justice.
Justice. No pardon without repentance, and no penalty without mercy. The right path often lies between the extremes.
Alright, thank you for the wise words.
Wise indeed, though I can't take credit. It was my father who taught me the ways of the just.
Okay, so you have these paintings on the outside, and it talks about the apple, and you can go up there and click on them, and it gives you some insight.
The apple. The painting depicts a red-haired man stealing a shiny apple from a cart in an open-air market. You know this market, the wide, where Baldur's Gate citizens and visitors gather to conduct trade and wax political.
Alright, so you have a man stealing an apple for some kids. Then you have the child, and it shows him giving the apple to the child. Then the induction, and then the theft, the chase, and the judgment. So you essentially have this judge in the middle. And you need to remove the judge, and then you should be able to see the 3 paintings as the outcome, like what your judgment would be. And you need to put it on this waiting judgment panel. So in order to do that, there's several ways you can do this. I think the easiest way is to go up there and you can do turn dead, or you can just use like an ability like Guardian Spirits. And I wouldn't use too many like difficult spells. So you chase them out with that ability, and there you go. Easy enough. I need to preserve my only channel divinity that I have on this character for the future, so definitely want to preserve spells for this upcoming part. Alright, so now that we have the option to see all 3 of these, we can judge him by hanging, or give him freedom, or give him a cell. So based on what Will was saying, was you have to have a balance, and so he did a crime, and now we have to balance out his punishment, which the best one would be the cell. So let's grab this, and let's put it on here. And there we go. So that was his punishment, and it was proportional to the crime.
Another step forward.
And that's going to be it. We have all 4 of these activated. And we do get 5,125 experience. So that was a massive amount of experience. I think that was probably a 3rd level. So what we're going to do is actually end it here, because we did do quite a bit in this episode. We started off by checking in with our companions, and we got some quests from them. Then we made it onto the Wyrm's Rest Fortress, and then we traveled down here, and we completed all 4 of the different types of trials that we had to complete in order to gain access to the final area, which is the next place we will go in the next episode. So that wraps it up. I thank you for watching, I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.